Hey everybody, welcome back to the Star Wars headquarters, and can you believe it? Anakin Skywalker, the Chosen One, is arriving to Star Wars Battlefront 2 tomorrow, February 27th, and DICE just released all of the patch notes, which reveal all of the changes we can expect that will arrive to Battlefront 2 alongside Anakin Skywalker and the new clone trooper skins. And these changes include some big hero changes, some major gameplay updates, and so much more. So we're going to go over all of these details, and hit that like button if you are excited for tomorrow. And then we're going to talk about when you can expect to, actually play with Anakin Skywalker. So let's jump to that first. So when can you expect to play with Anakin? So this is what Ben Walk posted on Reddit. He said, the update starts around 10 a.m. Stockholm time on the 27th, and that converts to about 1 a.m. PT time. And they usually roll out the update first on the PC, so 1 a.m. on the PC, and then probably 2 a.m. on the PS4, and then the Xbox One usually follows at 3 a.m. So about 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. for the update if everything goes well. Now, if this time changes, I'll leave a comment down below, so make sure you keep track of the comments down below for any possible changes. But now, we're going to jump to those patch notes. So let's start off with all of the new additions that are coming on February 27th, starting with the big one, Anakin Skywalker. So as you know, Anakin Skywalker is arriving with his 4 abilities, which includes Passionate Strike, Heroic Impact, Pull Dominance, and Retribution. We did a whole video about that. If you missed it, be sure to click on the link in the description below. He will also be arriving with 1 alternative Jedi robes appearance as well, so that's going to be really cool. But again, if you missed all of that info, be sure to click on the description or the link in the description to check it out. Now also, the new Clone Trooper skins, the 501st Legion, and then also the Coruscant Guard are arriving as well with all of the Clone Trooper skins updates. So we did a video on that too. If you missed that, I don't want to be redundant and go over everything, but if you missed that, be sure to click on the link in the description below because I'll leave a link to that video as well. And then we cannot forget about the emote wheel, which will allow you to equip up to 8 emotes as well. Now let's go on to the other changes and improvements and details that you might not be aware of, starting off with changes to stuns, because stuns have been a huge topic in the Battlefront 2 community. As you probably know, I cannot stand stuns in Heroes vs. Villains mode or in Galactic Assault. I find them very annoying, so it's good to see that they are addressing this in this upcoming patch on February 27th. So it says, starting with Emperor Palpatine, we will be lowering the stun duration of his lightning from 1.6 seconds to 1 second. It also says Phasma's turret will have its stun duration lowered from 1 second to 0.8 seconds, and Lando's stun grenade will have its effect reduced from 1.4 seconds to 1 second. And it says, in addition to this, we will be implementing a stun immunity to all hero abilities for 3.5 seconds, specifically when being stunned by either Phasma, Iden, Chewbacca, Emperor Palpatine, or Lando. And what this means is that should you be stunned by one of the listed heroes above, you will not be able to be stunned again for 3 seconds. So this is really good news regarding stuns. They are already taking the necessary steps to make sure stuns are reduced and nerfed. So I'm definitely excited for this. If you are, hit that like button. I know that many of you are probably celebrating at some of that info right there. Now, there's also some information about Kylo Ren. So Kylo Ren is getting a buff across the board. So it says that they increased Kylo's base lightsaber damage from 100 to 125. They increased Kylo's base lightsaber extra damage when attacking from behind from 20 to 40. They also increased Kylo's base frenzy damage on heroes from 80 to 125. and then increased this frenzy damage on troopers from 80 to 150. And then finally, they decreased bloodlust extra damage on frenzy from 10, 20, 30, 40 to 5, 10, 15, and 20. So overall, Kylo Ren is seeing a buff across the board, a much needed buff. Is it going to be enough? That's the question. So we'll find out if it's going to be enough, and I'm kind of curious to see how Kylo Ren plays out when the update is applied on the 27th. Now, if you didn't know this, Yoda also has a significant update coming on the 27th as well. We already made a video about this yesterday, but in case you missed it, let me mention it to you real quick. So if Yoda uses his Unleashed ability right after absorbing Count Dooku's lightning stun, Yoda will be able to actually project lightning back to enemies, which is going to be awesome. I cannot wait to experience this for the first time. Now, we don't know if this also applies to Emperor Palpatine as well. They didn't really mention that. We'll have to see. But so far, it looks like it's only for Count Dooku's lightning stun attack. I think it'd be cool to see this also apply to Emperor Palpatine as well. We'll have to see if they ever implement that in the future. Now, also, there's a small update to lightsaber heroes. So lightsaber heroes can now damage enemy turrets. And that's actually a pretty big update too, and a much needed one as well. Now, let's talk about updates to Obi-Wan Kenobi. So Obi-Wan Kenobi will now receive 80% less damage while holding out to perform the all-out push ability. So it sounds like, when he's in that vulnerable state of, trying to charge up his, push ability, he's going to receive 80% less damage during that period, which is a much needed buff for Obi-Wan for sure. They also fixed an issue where Obi-Wan Kenobi's all-out push ability would be occasionally re-triggered by the player. So if you ever experience that oddity, with Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's been fixed as well. Now, let's move on to the Count Dooku. So, they've improved the way Count Dooku's attacks connect with the enemy to allow for more smooth movement in close-range combat. And then they made a visual improvement to the exposed weakness reticule so that it is more visibly related to the ability icon. So those are the changes for Count Dooku. It's going to be interesting to see how much more smooth he feels in regard to his movements. I didn't really have too much complaints about Count Dooku, but I'm curious to see how much more smooth he feels with this update. Now, there was a small squad change update in this patch as well, and it says they've disabled squad spawn on all jetpack carrying special characters for all arrows. And then other changes include hit markers now change to yellow when hitting vehicles in a weak spot. So make sure you pay attention to the hit marker when you're attacking vehicles. Now, finally, it says there's another known issue. So it says, due to a late balancing change, the additional damage from Anakin's pressure star card applies only to the final strike of Anakin's passionate strike ability. The star card description currently implies that the additional damage is applied to every strike when using the ability. The description text will be corrected at a later update. So remember that with the pressure star card moving forward, when you play with Anakin Skywalker. But speaking of playing with Anakin Skywalker, he's almost here. One day left to go, and we'll all be playing with Anakin Skywalker. Will he be all that he's hyped up to be? I really hope so. Hopefully he's not too OP, because again, he sounds extremely powerful. Hopefully he's just powerful enough. He's just that hero the light side needs after all this time. Remember, he has those 4 abilities, including Passionate Strike, Heroic Impact, Pull Dominance, Retribution, and then, he's got that powerful lightsaber strike as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to using the Retribution ability the most. I cannot wait to gain that Fury, to use that ability. And again, if you missed the video all about Anakin Skywalker's abilities, we already did a whole video about Anakin Skywalker. Be sure to click on the link in the description below to check that out. You don't want to miss it. But we will be doing full coverage of Anakin Skywalker, including new gameplay and everything in between tomorrow when he releases. So don't forget to subscribe right here to the Star Wars headquarters and turn on notifications. But I'll see you all next time. Enjoy the rest of your day, and may the Force be with you always.
Wow.